Okay, so today I'm making a pierogi. I got my recipe written down and I'm changing it a little bit, but depends on the flour and the oil, kind of oil you use. So I'm going to put a little bit of oil mixed into the egg. For the wet, they don't put milk anymore on the container. I don't know why. I don't buy a whole lot of milk, but for cooking I do use a bit of it. If I need to adjust, the salt, a little bit of salt, pepper, pepper is kind of expensive, $10 for large pepper. You can use 2 or 3 eggs in the mixture, and you can change it by the kind of cheese. Typical Polish is farmer's cheese, polskie pierogi mają takie ser. If you chcesz robić inaczej, to można amerykański cheese. You can use cheddar, that'll be more American. And I have this kind of board. I did look for a plastic board, but okay, so I used all the pierogi liquid mixture, 2 eggs and oil. I added a little bit more oil, and took a while to mix it because I had to mix it by hand. Just fold the ends in until it's mixed. If you need to, you can add a little bit more flour so it's not too sticky on the hands when you're mixing. If you're poor, then you're not going to have a mixer, so you're going to have to mix it by your fist. Pound it in. So I used a lot of liquid in this, and it should be good dough. Because the flour is fresh. I just bought the flour. Milk is clean. So it should be good dough to roll out. And when you boil it, make sure the water is nice and hot. So this is where people will tell you, "Oh, I have my authentic recipe." Every Polish person that has a pierogi recipe will say their recipe is authentic. So take your pick. Either you're adding eggs into it or you're not adding eggs into it. If you're not adding eggs, then I think that's more Russian style. So every person cooks, they're going to most likely say the recipe is authentic. So, but for me, I like to add milk into it. Sometimes I add butter. Some people add butter or sour cream. But butter or sour cream, I like to eat sour cream on top of the pierogi. Just waiting for the potatoes to boil so I could add my cheese. If you can't find farmer's cheese, then go to your local deli or get the American cheddar cheese. So that'll be what kind of Americans make now for pierogi. What I see a lot in the market is the one with cheddar. So, but you can change it. That's where you change out the recipe a little bit. But today I'm making it authentic with the Polish farmer's cheese. So thanks for watching. So waiting for my potatoes to boil. Once in a while I'm going to do home cooking over the winter, but just give it a change of pace, not always frozen meals. So try to make something from home country to give that home cooking feel. Thanks for watching. So this came together kind of quickly with the fresh ingredients. If you have bad flour, then it might not come together. So make sure you have good flour. Whatever flour you use on hand, try to get one you like. Thanks for watching. Okay, so my pierogi should be almost done. And this step, you should have your dough very smooth. I'm using my Superman cup. Don't use a glass cup because you need to press down fairly hard. You could crack the cup. It's glass. Should get about 10 pierogi out of a little batch like this. and you can pull them up fairly easy with the little circles. Make sure they come up easy. I'm trying to show you with one hand, but best to do with this is break it apart. They all should be pretty good. I just re-roll the excess. Again, scrunch it up and reuse it until it comes nice and smooth again. This is where you have to use your muscle. So if you don't want to do this step, then might as well just buy the pierogi already in the bag, already made. But this way, you just get that little option of having a different kind of cheese in your filling. So it's not going to be a meat pierogi, but it's not. If you want it, you can make it with meat. But this is going to be Polish way, the potatoes and cheese. So thanks for watching. And that's how I make my wrappers. And then you just fold them in half, and they should not fall apart when you boil them. Okay, so this is the part where you could change the recipe a little bit. I'm going to leave it a little bit plain. Let's fix it up with a little salt, pepper. Salt, pepper. You can add parsley. You can add onion. You can add more herbs. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And got enough, about 15 out of one little bowl. Still got a little bit left over, but the reef is starting to get a little bit tough. Might get 2-3 more out of that. These I can freeze. Next time I want to make another batch next week or end of the month, those will be ready. So, pierogi. Next, just smash it together while the potato is still warm. Don't wait till the potato cools. Pierogi starting to float, then you know it's going to be a good pierogi recipe. So it's looking good. Give it a little bit more time. Just because they float doesn't mean they're ready. Depending how thick the dough was, but 5 minutes or so, you take them out. If you want to pan fry them after, I think they have to cool, then you can pan fry them in some oil. Usually I skip that step. Best is with sour cream, otherwise just eat them plain. I tried yogurt, I tried cottage cheese, I tried a couple of different fillings, applesauce, but best is use sour cream. Okay, drugie pierogi prawie są. Czasami mogą kleić do wody, to poruszać trochę. They can stick sometimes, so you have to stir it a little bit so they don't. If they fall apart, then your dough recipe is not good. So you have to come up with a better dough recipe. I think this one is the best dough recipe I had because I used 2 different flours, plain flour and bread flour. These are my pierogi. I don't know what kind of flour you can find out in Poland, but it's kind of hard to find the same kind of flour they use. So try your best with the flour. So